So guys, welcome back to the Yes No podcast. Straight up Tuesday, let us go into the transfers. What is trending 1st of September 2020? A lot of news is linked with Arsenal. We have so much to talk about, but most of it we shall talk about it in the coming live show at 5 p.m. So remember to tune in. Right now I want us to talk about Philippe Coutinho. Personal terms were agreed. I didn't know about this. Personal terms are agreed according to Football.London, and then the player misses training all of a sudden for whatever reasons. We are going to be discussing that. Ceballos is coming back. We have discussed that, and we shall be discussing that during the live show at 5 p.m. Remember to tune in. Then Mkhitaryan permanent deal at Trems. We'll be talking about so many things then, but right now let us talk about Philippe Coutinho. Personal terms agreed. Kia Jarapchin clearly is an Arsenal man. Clearly, Kia Jarapchin is an Arsenal man. You remember how he agreed terms with Willian, and of course he gave us Willian. He's the same agent with Philippe Coutinho. Now, according to Football.London today, they have written a big story, and they said Philippe Coutinho, like any of the other 18 Barcelona players, missed training, missed Barcelona training, and they brought a couple of reasons. One of them, which would be more viable or understandable, is that they have given the player some time to get take a break from his long Champions League with Bayern, so he has to take some break. However, Football.London are saying that the skipping of training could be very, very closely linked with the deal to Arsenal. Now they are brought in facts, and they are saying Kia Jarapchin last week had talks with Arsenal, and the player also came to London. You remember Philippe Coutinho came to London before going into the Champions League last games with Bayern. You guys still remember that. Now they agreed personal terms with Arsenal. What is he going to get? What are the conditions, and what are the benefits he's going to get when he joins Arsenal? So personal terms for Coutinho are already agreed according to Football.London. Kia Jarapchin was in talks with Arsenal for the past 2 weeks to see that we can sign two players. The first one is Willian, which is a done deal, and the second is Philippe Coutinho. So guys, maybe after the signing of Dani Ceballos, we could see Philippe Coutinho joining Arsenal as the next player. Now, there are two things I make sense out of. I try to make sense of when I think about this story. First and foremost, Barcelona, do not want Coutinho. That's the truth. Even if they are getting a new manager in Ronald Koeman, I don't think he's going to use Philippe Coutinho. His playing style, his Dutch playing style, the passing and so on, ain't so different from what Barcelona always have been doing. They want the Xavi, the Iniesta style, pass the ball, and that's why they were linked with Donny van der Beek. I think that's the kind of players Ronald Koeman is going to recruit. And when you look at the transfer speculation around Barcelona, he's linked with players like Richarlison, linked to players of his own playing style, because you cannot be linked with Richarlison if you want Coutinho to stay. So that's the biggest thing I would think of. The second thing is it is normal for a player to get a rest, especially for it's a viable reason that he spent a lot of time in the Champions League with Bayern and so much. So he can't be he can't get a break and not start training right away. But of course, amidst all the speculation and amidst all the transfer rumors that he has been linked to Arsenal, and everything has been very positive, the player coming to England and so on, Ronald Koeman has not right now, until now, he has not yet come out to say he's going to use the player. He has already been appointed as manager at Barcelona. That shows us that maybe Arsenal have bigger chances to bring in the man Philippe Coutinho. And I think if Arsenal get Philippe Coutinho and then Ceballos, transfers will be done. It is, I want you guys to get this from me. The transfer market will be done, and I think, we have been singing this, that Arsenal's transfers could actually rotate around loan deals, swap deals, and this is happening because if we get Philippe Coutinho on a loan deal and we get Dani Ceballos on a loan deal, Gabriel Magalhaes is just 27 million pounds, and then Willian on a free deal. I think that's a perfect summer. With COVID-19, we are done. of course, we are still linked with with Awa and Leon are saying they received the bid. They are taking all their time to respond to us. By the time they respond, if you have sold we bought in Filipe Coutinho, it might be something very, very, very late. So guys, would you take Filipe Coutinho at Arsenal? Do you want him to be the playmaker? Do you want him to be the player who plays behind Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Nketiah and Lacazette? If at all he doesn't leave, that question comes to you. Use the comment box, subscribe and smash the like button. That's a big that has been some report. Anyway, we have been following Coutinho, I think, for the past 2 months. That's the truth. His stories have been alongside Thomas Partey and alongside Awa and alongside all the speculation around Arsenal. He has been present in the news. The truth is, if I look at Mikel Arteta and his transfer business and how he would like to line up, I think he would go for a Filipe Coutinho. He's not very different, very different from Houssem Aouar. He wants that he shows you that he wants that kind of playmaker, that quality playmaker that can score for you 15 goals in a season, create for you 20 chances in a season, and your striking line can get better by scoring and finishing off those chances. We need someone who can help me. Aubameyang, this has been said. We have already said it on our shows that Aubameyang needs to be helped. We need someone who can help Aubameyang to score more goals. The midfield has to bring in more goals. The wingers have to bring in more goals, and the striking line has to increase its scores. And of course, if you want a midfield that can score more goals, it's not El Neni, it's not Xhaka, it's not Guendouzi. You need someone like Partey. You need someone like Coutinho, not Partey. Partey is not a goal scorer. You need someone like Coutinho because for him, he's a renowned goal scorer from the midfield. So it's big news. It's a big story if it is true. If it is true, it's a big story. But of course, you look at Football London, and most of the stories they are broken around Arsenal, they are the big stories. They're big stories. They rarely write small stories around Arsenal. And of course, this brings in questions about Awa and Benrahma, because yesterday Benrahma was a very close link to Arsenal, and according to the Express, they were saying Arsenal were ready to meet the £25 million asking price for the player to take him from Brentford, which was quite also amazing. So guys, would you take Benrahma or would you take Coutinho? That's the biggest question. Benrahma has nice statistics last season. My only problem with him is the passing accuracy and the conversion rate. You cannot have 131 shots on goal and then you have 63 on target. That is very, very, very average for a player to play for Arsenal. If you have a 50% conversion rate on shots, and then you look at Filipe Coutinho. He has a very decent reputation, I have to say. The last 2-3 seasons have not been the best for him, but what he did at Inter Milan and what he did at Liverpool still stand as part of his reputation, and that's what the reason as to why many clubs would want to sign him. And Chelsea were in the race. Finally, they got Kai Havertz, of course, which I think was the better option. United wanted him, but with Bruno Fernandes, I doubt they would actually go for Filipe Coutinho. Liverpool are still in the middle. Should we go for him? If they fail to get Thiago Alcantara, probably they can go for him. So I think Arsenal is the biggest club with that deal, and I think we can actually go for it. If it's a loan deal, which is around 6, 7, 8, 9 million pounds, it's a decent deal. It's a decent deal. You go for it, take your chances, and get a quality midfielder in the names of Filipe Coutinho. So guys, let us wait to see what is gonna come out from that negotiation room. But for now, he misses training for 2 reasons, which is one, Barcelona have given him chance to rest. The other is he is in advanced stages to join Arsenal. Personal terms have been agreed. That is according to Football London. I want to quote it. According to Football London, personal terms have been agreed. So don't say because you're giving us fake news. It is according to Football London. You can look for that story, read it. It reads Coutinho misses training. When you read it, and when you scroll down to the read it to the end, you will see that the player agreed personal terms with the club itself. Arsenal, big news. It's a big news update. As an Arsenal fan, I'm one of the happiest gooners. If you're bringing in Ceballos and we are bringing in Coutinho as well, why not? It is something quite interesting. So guys, I'll be coming back later to talk about Ceballos. I'm going to be live at 5 p.m. Remember to tune in 5 p.m. Have a blessed afternoon.